Coast Guard. I'll see you tomorrow night. Good night.
Thank you for making World News Tonight with David Muir, America's most watched newscast.
Another cold night tonight, and then on Friday, starting out nice and dry with sunshine. Late Friday night, though, we'll see an increase in clouds along with a early morning rainfall on Saturday, and then again on next Tuesday. All those details coming up.
Right now on News Channel 6 and 7, the bar battle in Augusta continues. We'll tell you how the mayor wants to fix the issue. Also ahead, multiple project proposals in Aiken. What city leaders plan to do with Hotel Aiken. And changes to the financial aid process. What new rules you need to look out for as your News at 7 starts now.
Live from Television Park, this is WJBF News Channel 6 at 7.
Good evening, everyone. You're watching News Channel 6 at 7. I'm Dee Griffin. Thanks so much for joining us. Coverage you can count on begins with a rock and a hard place for Augusta leaders when it comes to what's Sunday to allow city bars to open. To avoid future issues, the city wants to put the issue on the ballot for voters to decide. George Escala has the story.
State law says commissioners can select one Sunday a year for bars to be open. But the law doesn't say which one.
I think we know that someone's not going to be happy, whether it's we keep it on the Sunday or it gets to move to Cinco de Mayo based on most of the bar owners feeling like that's a better day for them.
Commissioners first selected Super Bowl Sunday, but now are proposing switching to Cinco de Mayo. But sports bars are already preparing for game day.
Now it seems like we need to halt those plans because they may change it again, and it's not good for the business.
Under state law, commissioners cannot pick more than one Sunday. However, voters could. And that's what city leaders want to see happen.
At some point, we have to get this on a referendum for the voters of Richmond County to decide how many Sundays we want to be able to let our bars and our sports bars and restaurants entertain.
But the mayor says the city should seek input before putting the issue on the ballot.
I highly recommend assembling a task force before we actually put this on a referendum to determine which is best for our city.
We don't need a task force for this. We just need to look at holidays and add them.
But any vote would come too late to help commissioners with their selection this year. That's expected to happen next week. In Augusta, George Escala, WJBF, News Channel 6.
A Columbia County deputy still in the hospital after a two-car crash last night. It happened near the intersection of Golden Highway and Old Augusta Highway. According to the sheriff's office, the deputy was parked partially on the roadway and had her emergency lights on. She was pulling into the road with Adams in the car, a person who had stopped, and a 2014 Jeep Cherokee hit the front left side of her patrol vehicle. Columbia County Fire Rescue came to the scene and had to cut the door off the vehicle just to get the deputy out.
Not an unusual bunch. I mean, you see wrecks up and down through here occasionally, but it's not, it's not a regular problem.
So did this come as a surprise to you to see that crash?
Yeah.
The sheriff's office tells us that Deputy Brown was taken to Doctors Hospital for a concussion. Brown will be charged for being at fault in the accident, but there is no indication on when she will return to work, and she will not face a citation. Well, time now for a first look at our weather, and meteorologist Jenna Petranti is here tonight for us. Hey, Jenna.
Hey, Dee, another very cold night. We're going to have to bundle up again when leaving work tonight for sure. Here's a live look at our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam over at Washington Road. Completely dry outside, plenty of sunshine earlier today, but the sun did not help warm us up much. We only got to 56 degrees, a slightly below average day, especially with that morning low. We were in the upper 20s this morning, and tomorrow morning it will be even colder than that. Notice we're already seeing some upper 30s as of the 7 o'clock hour. 39 in Augusta and Barnwell, 45 still in Millen. Aiken, you're at 38, our coolest spot. 42 in Gibson and Crawfordville, 46 in Waynesboro, and 41 in Washington. Dew points are rather low tonight, upper 20s to low 30s, so this is a dry and cold air mass with a northerly wind helping to bring in the cold air. Winds are pretty light, though, only up to 5 miles per hour. Satellite and radar not showing much activity. We had that light rain come through late last night. That system's departing off the East Coast. And as we go into our Friday, we'll keep it nice and dry with plenty of sunshine to start the day. So tonight, not much going on other than the big drop in temperatures. We'll be down to 35 by the 10 o'clock hour, getting close to freezing by the time we make it to midnight. So mid-20s return tonight. Nice, dry, and mostly sunny Friday. Late Friday is when we'll see some clouds move in ahead of our next system. That'll bring us a rainy start to Saturday, but for the most part, the weekend will be dry. But then next Tuesday, a different story. I'll have all those details coming up, but back to you, Dee.
All right, thanks so much, Jenna. We'll see you then. The city of Aiken is moving.
6.
Georgia lawmakers are filing a new bill to reduce election fatigue in the Peach State. Right now, if a candidate does not get one more than 50% of the votes in Georgia, the race heads to a runoff. But lawmakers say this forces additional elections and costs, including hiring poll workers, and makes it taxing for voters. There's now a push to lower that threshold from 50 to 45% to reduce runoff elections and reduce taxpayer burden.
Georgia has an incredible number of runoffs. We have more elections than almost any other state in the country. These runoffs are so burdensome. They are so expensive, too. So my bill would basically, the reason we have so many runoffs is we have a 50% threshold that must be met for a candidate to avoid a runoff. So what my bill does is reduces that threshold from 50 to 45%.
State lawmakers will reconvene under the Gold Dome for the 2024 legislative session on Monday to ratify a budget. If these changes are approved, they will not take effect until at least July 1st, so they won't impact the presidential primaries. Well, there are some new changes to the federal student aid application process. More students will be eligible for benefits, but some have found the application process a bit stressful because of the website and glitches. Here's Bria Smith with more.
The FAFSA application, it will not do anything to hinder the student actually being awarded in the same time frame that they've always been able to be awarded.
While students, including those at AU, will still get their benefits, the FSA warns about the site pauses they will encounter. They say it's because of maintenance, site monitoring, and more updates.
We went ahead and kind of got ahead of the curve and started taking a look at different NASPA webinars and different things like that would come out. We've done everything we could to stay abreast of all the changes that they've been sending down.
Vanessa Childs is the Director of Financial Aid and Veteran Affairs at AU. She tells me what they do look forward to with the updated application.
The Department of Ed expects that more students nationally will be eligible for a Pell Grant.
That's just one of the recent perks added to the updated application, but the FSA and Childs say there's more.
For those students that in previous years were having insurmountable problems with getting things like that done, considering the fact that they didn't have the social. So the expectation right now is that that site is going to be one that will help them out tremendously.
While there might be some challenges with the new release, for the most part, those involved are looking forward to a successful school year.
So I don't expect there to be anything except good things to come out of that part of it. But again, as with everything, we're keeping our eye on that to make sure that we at Augusta University are prepared for when our students come in. We've got everything in place for them to make sure that they will be awarded and have all the funds that we can make sure that they are eligible for on their accounts.
The FSA does assure there is no rush to fill out the application during the soft launch. To learn more about recent updates and to stay aware of any further, just go to our website, WJBF.com. Augusta University, Augusta Tech, and Payne College are coming together to celebrate Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s 95th birthday. The annual Tri-College event is Friday, January 12th at noon on the campus of Augusta Tech. It's in the Jack B. Patrick IT Center. This year's keynote speaker is Dr. Otis Johnson, chair of the Racial Equality and Leadership Task Force. And the city of Augusta, as well as the Augusta branch of the NAACP, will once again host the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Parade. It will be held on Saturday, January 13th at 1 p.m. The parade route will start at Dias Park on James Brown Boulevard. Up next, a deadly shooting at a high school in Iowa. We'll tell you about it, and we'll learn what happened with the suspect. When coverage you can count on continues.
Hi there, I'm Carol Black. Disrupt to 72 months. It's our biggest deal ever.
Don't miss out on the New Year's sale at Great Deals on Furniture. Sale ends this Saturday at 6 p.m.
Now to the school shooting in Perry, Iowa. Police say multiple people were shot at the local high school early this morning. This happens to be the students' first day back to class following winter break. Alex Prochet spoke with parents of Perry High School.
An active shooter situation at Perry High School outside of Des Moines, Iowa this morning.
It was a text message this morning from my daughter, and it was absolutely horrifying.
The active shooter alert went out at 7:37 a.m. on the first day back from winter break, just before the school day started. The first officer arriving within 7 minutes to find multiple victims with gunshot wounds.
Luckily, there was very few students and faculty in the building, which I think contributed to a good outcome in that sense.
Law enforcement sources telling ABC News the suspected shooter is dead of an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound.
The community is safe. We're just now working backwards, trying to figure out everything that happened and make notification.
Jody Kurth says her stepson was in the lunchroom when the gunfire started. She says he was hit in the back and in the arm.
Like, the pain in your heart is just overwhelming. It's one of the worst moments of my entire life, but the best phone call I got was saying that they were okay.
FBI and ATF agents are assisting on the scene as investigators search for motive.
Obviously, the shooter was not waiting for a maximum number of kids to be at the school, which may suggest that he targeted an individual or certain individuals.
Iowa Governor Kim Reynolds calling today's shooting a senseless tragedy. Now, as we learn more, one of the things this investigation will center on is a reported social media post that this suspect made and what clue it could give police as to a potential motive. Alex Prochet, ABC News, Perry, Iowa.
Television.
The News Channel 6 mobile app is now even better. Download it today. Now, your most accurate forecast with WJBF Live 5 for 6.
Good Thursday evening. I hope you're enjoying your week so far, and hopefully you're staying warm. It's been cold all week long. Here's a live look at our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam over.
Now, your most accurate forecast with WJBF Live 5 for 6.
Good Thursday evening. I hope you're enjoying your week so far, and hopefully you're staying warm. It's been cold all week long. Here's a live look at our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam over in Aiken. Nice and dry tonight, just the cold we have to deal with. 39 degrees already by the 7 o'clock hour. Dew points are low in the low 30s, and winds are very calm. We're still seeing a lot of 40s, though. 47 in Louisville, 45 in Swainsboro, some of our warmest spots, but upper 30s as well in McCormick, Aiken, Barnwell, all around 38 to 39 degrees. As we look at satellite and radar, you can see it's clear across the southeast. Not much going on. It'll be nice and sunny to start our Friday, but check out what's happening towards the west. An area of rain and even some snow up along the mountains in the desert southwest, up through Colorado and Texas. This low pressure system will eventually move up towards the Gulf of Mexico, bringing us some impacts late Friday into Saturday. But for the most part tomorrow, a dry and sunny day, starting out at 27 degrees, only making it into the low 50s once again. And then notice the increase in clouds. So by 6 o'clock, becoming partly cloudy, and then by Saturday morning, a very high chance of rain. But the good news is that this is a morning rain. A lot of the activity will be overnight, so no need to change any Saturday outdoor plans. Most of the weekend will actually be pretty dry, just some clouds and breezy conditions. So here's this low moving in. It moves in and out very quickly, but it will bring the rain and the winds, as I mentioned. And then as we go into next week, a different storm system will actually bring us some storms, finally, for the first time in a while. And this is something we'll have to watch very closely. We'll be in the warm sector here, so that means that we'll have potential to feel some strong to severe storms due to all the warm and moist air in place. So notice the Storm Prediction Center has already placed the tip of Emmanuel County all the way down into the Florida Peninsula under an outlook for the potential of severe storms. So that doesn't happen very often, so definitely something we're going to watch closely. But back to tonight, looking good all night long, just the freezing temperatures tonight. And then by Friday afternoon, we'll start to see those clouds move in, and then there's all the rain. Most of the activity definitely focused down towards southern Georgia and Florida. That's where the storms will be for Saturday, along with the heaviest rain. Cold front comes through. Saturday night will start to dry out, and then Sunday nice and dry as well. Here's a closer look though. Saturday overnight we'll see some heavy downpours, especially around 5 to 7 a.m. By 8 a.m. though, pretty much done with this thing, and the rest of Saturday just those pesky lingering clouds. No rainfall totals really not too impressive on Saturday. Most of us only up to around half an inch, 1 inch at most. Next week though, Monday at 8 p.m. there comes the rain. The warm front will move through first. This will warm us up and bring some widespread rain showers. Then the strong cold front comes through, and this will be what brings us the storms and the high wind potential. So once again, that'll be next Monday through Tuesday night. Lows tonight, though, in the mid to upper 20s. Highs tomorrow in the low 50s. Another cool day. And that 10-day forecast showing the rain chance on Saturday, next Tuesday, and then again starting next Friday. Back to you, Dee.
All right, thanks so much, Jenna. Still ahead, Jeffrey Epstein's court documents have been unsealed, well, some of them. What associates were named in the documents after this break?
When you're fresh for everyone.
The WJBF Live Viper 6 Skyview Network is sponsored by Terry Lambert Hyundai. Low prices, big selection, and committed to quality customer service.
More court documents expected to be released today related to the late sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. The names of several people connected to the disgraced financier have already been unsealed, including former politicians, celebrities, and a member of the royal family. Here's Rena Roy with the latest.
Many questions once again being raised following the newly unsealed court documents related to the late Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. An anti-monarchy group reporting Britain's Prince Andrew to police, an old groping allegation against him part of the release. A claim he denies. The information is not new to authorities, but the public getting to see it for the first time.
If there's any kind of criminal impropriety, I would have thought that law enforcement and the federal government would have got him there a long time ago, and they would have done an investigation well before we learned about these names. Now,
the paperwork is part of a long-settled defamation suit brought by Virginia Giuffre, one of Epstein's accusers, filed against his former partner and girlfriend, Ghislaine Maxwell, who has maintained her innocence. Giuffre claimed Epstein ordered her to have sex
for everyone.
The WJBF Live Viper 6 Skyview Network is sponsored by Terry Lambert Hyundai. Low prices, big selection, and committed to quality customer service.
More court documents expected to be released today related to the late sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. The names of several people connected to the disgraced financier have already been unsealed, including former politicians, celebrities, and a member of the royal family. Here's Rena Roy with the latest.
Many questions once again being raised following the newly unsealed court documents related to the late Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. An anti-monarchy group reporting Britain's Prince Andrew to police, an old groping allegation against him part of the release. A claim he denies. The information is not new to authorities, but the public getting to see it for the first time.
if there's any kind of criminal impropriety, I would have thought that law enforcement and the federal government would have got him there a long time ago, and they would have done an investigation well before we learned about these names. Now,
the paperwork is part of a long-settled defamation suit brought by Virginia Giuffre, one of Epstein's accusers, filed against his former partner and girlfriend, Ghislaine Maxwell, who has maintained her innocence. Giuffre claimed Epstein ordered her to have sex with powerful men, including Prince Andrew, on 3 occasions, which he has denied. Andrew settled a lawsuit with Giuffre in 2022 and said he could not recall meeting her, and he told the BBC this photo of the two of them could be fake.
Absolutely no memory of that photograph ever being taken.
Giuffre claims she was a teen sex slave for Epstein, describing in a 2019 interview with the Miami Herald how she was trained to act.
The training started immediately. How to be quiet, be subservient, give Jeffrey what he wants. A lot of this training came from Ghislaine herself.
Former President Bill Clinton also named in the documents. Giuffre did not allege any wrongdoing by Clinton, but her lawyers sought testimony from him after she claimed she had dinner with him on Epstein's private island. Maxwell called that a lie, and Clinton's spokesman denied Clinton was ever on the island. After Giuffre's allegations became public, the documents show Epstein emailed Maxwell seeming to offer advice, saying you can issue a reward to any of Virginia's friends, acquaintances, family that come forward and help prove her allegations are false. The strongest is the Clinton dinner. Also in the documents, deposition from a witness who said she met Michael Jackson and magician David Copperfield during her time with Epstein, and when asked if she ever gave a massage to Donald Trump, the witness responded, no. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
I'm calling about health you're entitled to.
Call John Foy and Associates now.
Sleeping in socks or sleeping barefoot? It's dividing households. It's such a big deal that the Wall Street Journal did an in-depth investigative piece on it. Opponents claim people who sleep in socks are psychopaths who can't be trusted. That's a stretch. Supporters claim it's warm and comforting. The sleep specialists say wearing socks relaxes your widening blood vessels that constrict when cold. It improves blood circulation in your overall body and helps release more heat through your skin. It gets so hot, I can't sleep in socks.
I'm a supporter. I'm guilty.
Oh, really?
I don't do it all the time, but I don't think there's anything better than like fuzzy socks with lotion on a cold night.
I guess. But of course, I sleep with the ceiling fan going all year round, so I'm always hot.
Yeah, me too. I do get hot too, but my feet, like, I feel like they don't really sweat that much. I don't think.
That's pretty cool.
It's nice and cozy. Well, for a 10-day forecast, we'll be mostly sunny tomorrow and dry. Clouds moving in late at night, early morning rain on Saturday, and then rain and storms and windy conditions next Tuesday.
All right, well, that's our time for now. We're always with you at WJBF.com. Entertainment Tonight is next.